Now, the president also provided new details on what happened earlier this year as the Iranian regime took to the streets and slaughtered what the president tells me is 45,000 civilians in their own country. After that took place, President Trump told me the United States sent guns to the Iranian protesters. He tells me we sent them.
You've heard about an Easter egg hunt, but have you heard about the M416 hunt?
A lot of guns. We sent them through the Kurds, and the president says he thinks the Kurds kept them. He went on to say we sent guns to the protesters, a lot of them. And so a number of headlines here from my conversation with President Trump. All of this taking place more than a month into Operation Epic Fury, and in the aftermath of that successful U.S. operation overnight to rescue that stranded U.S. service member inside Iranian territory. The president himself ordering that operation after the CIA came on Saturday morning and confirmed that they located where this crew member of an F-15 that was shot down on Friday was located. Again, the president making that decision to send in hundreds of U.S. special forces deep into Iranian territory and successfully retrieving that U.S. service member. Guys?
I want to make sure I got this correctly. Are you saying that the president told you that he sent guns?
Yeah, and there it is. And we got this. Oh, and then also, you even have the big Yahoo.
Congratulations, President Trump. All Israelis rejoice in the incredible rescue of a brave American pilot by America's dauntless warriors. This proves that when free societies muster their courage and their resolve, they can confront seemingly insurmountable odds and overcome the forces of darkness and terror. This rescue operation reinforces a sacred principle. No one is left behind. This is a shared value demonstrated time and time again in the history of both our countries. As a nation that repeatedly carried out daring rescue operations.
They do.
And as someone who was wounded in such a mission and lost a brother in the Entebbe rescue, Israelis and I, we know what a bold decision you took.
Yeah.
President Trump, Donald, my dear friend, once again, your decisive leadership brought another great victory to America. I salute you. We all do.
Thanks. And happy Easter. Oh boy. Getting congratulated by the Jews on Easter. Oh boy. Oh, bro. That's what it's about, boys. That is what it's about. That's right. Anything better? I don't know if there is. Oh, man. Exactly. And are we supporting this absolutely unhinged alliance? Well, which one? Which unhinged alliance? Which one is this? That, like, we're working with Israel to get rid of Iran? Yeah, I think that's kind of a good thing. I'd say that's a good thing. Yeah, sure. I mean, like, and hey, maybe we wouldn't have needed Israel if we could have had our allies in Europe that would be helping doing that, too. And let me go back. I'll look at a few of the other comments. The greatest rescue mission in the history of America. Oh, my God. Well, anyway, so people said that let me see if I can find, let me see if I can show you this here, because this is absolutely fucking insane. I'm trying to see if I can find a video. Yeah, okay. Well, look at this one and see what it is, how they got him. Yeah, I mean, this might be a bullshit, this looks like an AI video, but, you know, I'll watch this instead.
What many are calling an Easter miracle, the second
an
American
Easter
airman
miracle.
who was missing for
an
48
Easter
hours
miracle. That's right.
Has been rescued.
President Trump calling it one of the most daring search and rescue operations in our nation's history.
Oh,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst has the latest from Tel Aviv. Trey, we woke up to this morning and we thought it was exactly that, an Easter miracle. What a remarkable rescue operation. Tell us what you know about it.
Yeah, guys, good morning and happy Easter. The U.S. crew member who was missing in southwestern Iran after his F-15 fighter jet was shot down has been rescued. The successful extraction was announced by President Trump overnight on Truth Social. The president simply said, "We got him," before providing new details that dozens of U.S. military aircraft were used to retrieve him as U.S. leadership tracked his location. It was a daring operation that included hundreds of U.S. forces racing against the clock to rescue the crew member. Fox News has learned that after the fighter jet was shot down on Friday, the weapons systems officer hiked to an elevated mountain ridge where he hid and waited for retrieval. The pilot of the jet was rescued by U.S. Special Forces on Friday, but President Trump said they waited to confirm as to not jeopardize this second operation. The president added, quote, "This is the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory." The IDF said they avoided striking this area as American planes and helicopters flew at a low altitude, hoping to find any sign of the service member. Israeli forces, however, ramped up airstrikes over the weekend in other areas, targeting Iran's petrochemical plants. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu added this about the operation.
Uh-oh.
I promised you that we would continue to crush the terrorist regime in Tehran, and that is exactly what we are doing. After we destroyed 70% of their steel production capacity, which serves as raw material for their weapons, today we struck the petrochemical plants.
While Israel went on,
I mean, eventually they're going to have to run out of plants, right? I mean, like, it's going to happen. They're going to run out.
Offensive, they also took numerous incoming ballistic missiles over the weekend. Despite mostly hitting civilian targets in Israel, Iran has threatened to ramp up attacks with newer, more advanced
Trump's
missiles.
Easter threat.
They're also threatening to shoot down additional U.S. planes.
The enemy should know that we rely on new air defense systems built by the young, knowledgeable, and proud people of this country.
Yeah? Is that right?
Unveiling them one after another in the field. We will certainly achieve full control of our country's skies and prove the humiliation of the weak enemy to the world more than ever.
It's just so sad. It's so fucking embarrassing. Can you imagine being one of the third worlders watching this, getting gassed up and then getting disappointed every 24 hours? Like, Jesus, man, life for them must be awful.
The Iranians can say what they want. The reality is thousands of U.S. and Israeli sorties have flown through the skies of Iran, striking military targets across the country. And overnight, the excellence of the U.S. military on display, sending special forces in to rescue that crew member. Guys?
Trey, the excellence is an understatement. This is by far going to be one of the combat search and rescue missions, a CSAR, that will be studied for years to come in the complexity of the number of personnel and service members that were involved. We hear the CIA helped locate. We know.
I heard that they built an entire base overnight inside of Iran in order to get the guy back. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard on the internet, so it's probably true.
Forces were on the ground. There was a sort of deception ruse to throw the Iranians off. Talk to us a little bit about what you know about the complexity of what it took to pull this off.
The base rush? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
This was an
bunker
incredibly complex operation. I've been speaking with Israeli officials asking what role the Israelis played in this operation, and they continue to just give credit to the American forces, saying that when one pilot in the region is shot down, it's everyone's pilot and job to rescue them. What took place was nothing short of extraordinary. The CIA was using deception tactics on the ground to make the Iranians think that they'd already located the pilot. Remember, this second crew member was inside of enemy territory for almost 48 hours. And the Iranians were not only actively looking for this crew member on the ground, but they were also offering a reward of thousands of dollars to any Iranian civilians who could capture him and then take him into IRGC hands. The United States knew this was taking place, and so as these Iranian forces approached this crew member where they were hiding along a mountain ridge, according to Fox's Jennifer Griffin, there were strikes that took place against the Iranians to not only ensure that these forces couldn't reach the crew member, but also ensure that on the ground they couldn't get forces close to this location. Remember, when these pilots or crew members are ejecting from a plane, they have the systems within them that allow
This little
intelligence
beeper?
to track their location,
Yeah,
but they have to be
beeper.
very careful, understanding they often just have a sidearm with them, and they're not able to defend themselves solely on the ground. But what the president talked about last night in his post on Truth Social was that this crew member was never alone. The United States of America, including the president himself,
So they
and top military
always-
leadership,
they knew the whole
each
time?
and every hour at the White House, tracking the location of this crew member, and then sending in hundreds of special forces, dozens of U.S. military planes to identify the exact location
Holy
and
fuck.
ultimately rescue this U.S. service member.
You know, Trey, we were sitting on
Oh
the
my God.
couch yesterday
Holy
when we
shit.
heard the news that this second airman was missing after the other one was rescued. And
Where's their space
it was
program? Yeah, I
palpable on the
forgot about
couch,
that.
The sense of
Yeah.
of fear for him, of you know what this would do to the morale of our troops. I mean,
Yeah.
it was palpable. As you said, there was a $60,000 bounty on the head. We were worried that if he was found,
They're broke. $60,000? Should have been like $6 million. Like 60 grats, nothing. Really? Like, I honestly, think about that. It's not like, what are they broke? Like, were they run out of money? What happened?
by the Iranians that
could buy one bottle
if he
of water.
was alive,
Yeah.
that they would do something to him, or if he was dead, that they would desecrate his body.
Yeah.
Now this amazing rescue. I mean, really on the level. I mean, we thought we were impressed with the Maduro rescue. I mean, this is yet another.
She calls it the Maduro rescue. Yeah, bro, we rescued him. You're safe now. You're safe now, Nicholas. It's gonna be okay.
Other
Check out Max
rescue
Afterburners
that has
video. Yeah,
left the
I'll
world
look at it after
in
this.
awe of our military and our special forces, and frankly, not just of our president, but of Pete Hegseth, our war secretary, who would have taken the blame had anything gone wrong here.
True.
And therefore, he also deserves the credit here. Talk to me about what this does to the war, the prospects of the war, the morale of the troops, and what it looks like moving forward now that this amazing thing happened.
Well, it's like, imagine you have 13,000 bombing missions that happen to you, and you think you get one guy, and you lose him. It was 13,000 to 1. Now it's been reduced back down to 13,000 to 0. It's pathetic. Really, like, it's fucking pathetic. What are you thinking?
The rescue of this crew member and the pilot on Friday
Bamboozled?
will
Yeah.
go down in military history books as a successful operation that displayed the power and intelligence of the U.S. military. When we think about what happened here, according to reports, U.S. Special Forces landed just south of the Iranian city of Isfahan, an area where there are many IRGC
There's a lot
military
of them there.
structures guarding not only nuclear facilities, but also military sites. The fact that U.S. Special Forces were able to land in enemy territory with hundreds of operators on the ground and then go and retrieve their fellow U.S. service member is nothing short of extraordinary, because, again, it speaks to the intelligence behind the scenes, not only to locate where this individual was and hiding in a ridgeline, but also to get those special forces in and then safely extracted. Now, we do understand that at least one U.S. transport plane had a malfunction on the ground, and it was ultimately destroyed by U.S. forces as to make sure it didn't fall into the hands of the Iranians.
There they are.
But again, when you...
What a big surprise that Delta Force was able to outmaneuver these guys. Can you believe that? Bro, they're hot dropping on bot lobbies. Look. Wow. Would have never expected that.
Think about the coordination of what took place. This is an operation on a variety of levels that
3
combines
guys and a stick.
intelligence, special forces operators, and also the ability of the U.S. military from the ground and the air to ensure that these forces could get in and rescue this
Smurfing,
crew member
yeah.
and then safely get out of Iranian territory. As all of this was taking place, we understand the president was working in the Oval Office along with top generals and military officials to ensure that the operation moved forward smoothly. You speak about the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and others. There were contingency plans for this to take place.
Yeah,
I'm told by Israeli officials
I bet they had a
were
lot.
surprised this didn't happen earlier, just
Iran
given the
has
thousands
special
of
forces.
flights that were taking place over Iranian territory.
Yeah, they do.
But again, they were prepared for this possibility, and this perfectly executed mission allowed this U.S. service member to get out of Iranian territory safely, along with the special forces that went in to rescue him. This does also speak, though, to the air superiority of the United States over the skies of Iran.
No, guys, no. They shot one of them down. No, Iran's winning now. No, you don't understand. No, they didn't get the guy, but they shot it down.
To get hundreds of U.S. special forces on the ground to conduct this operation shows that the Iranians do not have control of their skies. They still have some air defense systems, and they can shoot at U.S. planes. But again, there are thousands of sorties flying over Iran since Operation Epic Fury began. There was this one incident, but again, U.S. Special Forces going in and executing the operation just as they planned. And again, this will go down in the history books as a successful U.S. military operation to rescue not only the pilot on Friday, but this crew member overnight.
Hey, Trey, real quickly, I just want to get you to weigh in on this. You talked about the coordination and the collaboration between the U.S. and our partners in Israel. Does that continue even beyond what people are going to be hearing about with respect to this particular rescue? And I'm asking that because I have seen the coordination at a level that I don't think many people understood. Not just the high-level coordination between our two sides, but also the technical and the granular details
in the bottom right.
that have been happening to make sure that rescues like this could happen as well.
I mean, you have to admit, this is the type of stuff, right? Like, I saw there was one image of this. I'm just going to pause it real quick and go back to something to show you guys. Is that during the, let me go and find it here. This is a very important piece of information, okay? You'll see why it's so important. Is that there have been some major aura-defining moments recently. There have been. A bald eagle watches the launch of Artemis 2. See that? That's right. Bro, and this is like literally less than a week after that. We have us rescuing the one pilot away from the Islamic regime on Easter Sunday. Jesus, man. That's crazy.
Absolutely. I spoke with a senior Israeli official this morning who said,
I'm sure
what we witnessed
real, 100%,
last night
100% real.
was courageous,
definitely
bold
real.
leadership. The official went on to say the level of coordination between air assets, the precision in timing, and the discipline under pressure stood out immediately. I asked this official about the role of Israel, and they simply responded, when you watch an operation like that unfold in real time, the distinction between their pilot and our pilot becomes less relevant. The expectation is the same. You bring him home. We understand that this level of coordination will continue at an extremely high level, understanding that U.S. and Israeli pilots are flying side by side over the skies of Iran, not only to take out the country's military leadership, but also the infrastructure that has allowed Iran to build a military base with drones and ballistic missiles and cruise missiles that are not only threatening U.S. forces, but allies across the region. And so, again, the success of Operation Epic Fury, you can look at it at a variety of levels. But when you zoom out to what happened overnight, this was a display of U.S. Special Forces and air excellence and their ability to control the skies of Iran, send in U.S. Special Forces, and to conduct a successful operation to rescue their colleague.
Yeah, I guess so.
They did so, Trey, without a single...
Isn't it a bit much that we rescued the guy who rescued? Isn't it a bit much? No, because it's a show of force. See, something like this might have cost $1 billion. But it's worth it. Because it shows them this is what happens. And it shows everybody else in the world this is what happens. You see, it's not about the money, it's about sending a message. And the thing is that you do have, like, I mean, it matters a lot. It matters a whole lot. So, yeah, I think absolutely. I mean, if we had lost the guy, I didn't really think it'd be like a horrible, massive defeat. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised they haven't shot down more of our guys. Like, holy shit. Like, I mean, really, 13,000 and you haven't even shot down and killed one? Holy, that's awful. Think about how bad that is. So, yeah, I mean, no, there's a big part of me. Like, I'm surprised they haven't got more of them. So, but no, I think that definitely it matters in that way. It matters tremendously.
Casualty.
Yeah.
That is what
morale
is
booster for the
remarkable.
troops, yeah.
Let me just move it forward a tad bit, though, and ask you if you have any sense. We are now 24 hours away from the president's deadline. Otherwise, Iran has been told they will face total obliteration. Their, negotiations about Iran coming to the table. Do we have any sense?
Think about
for
like
how
also
now after this successful?
Think about like a second order effect. As I said before, bro, you're sitting there. You are holed up in a little foxhole that you've dug out with like your broken shovel that was made back whenever it was the USSR, and the shovel is halfway fucked up, and you're Dmitry, you're Vladimir, and you're sitting and you're fighting against Dmitry or Vladimir in Ukraine, and you're watching Putin call down airstrikes on your own fucking guys, so he can recapture the same rubble that he's recaptured 4 times in the last 4 years into your 3-day special operation. And then you see the fucking America comes into Iran, blows them the fuck up, builds an entire base overnight, rescues one singular guy, doesn't lose anybody. Meanwhile, there's lawnmowers flying all around you, and you're fucking terrified. It's cold, by the way. You're hungry, and you can't fucking sleep. And this is like, there's no end, right? There's no like, oh, where are you gonna go? Nowhere. So yeah, that's that matters. It does, and I bet they're seeing this. I do. I bet they're seeing this. Sounds like anti-Russia cope. Not gonna lie. Okay. I really want you to explain to me. What do you think they think? Really? What do you think that they think? Like you're sitting there hiding in a hole, etc. And you're looking at this on your smartphone, and you see America spends this many resources to get one guy. Meanwhile, Putin sent you out with a broken shovel and a defective AK-47. Well, how do you think you're gonna feel about that? Like, I mean, I think their military is winning bigly, and we get fake news about this, so their morale would be pretty good in this case. I don't think that the guys that are over there are that stupid. I don't think so. I think that the guys in Russia, they know probably what's going on, and I think they have the internet. I do. I mean, if they don't have the internet, then why is Counter-Strike the most popular game on Steam? Look, I mean, they obviously have the fucking internet. So the thing is that, yeah, I think that they are seeing this. I think they are, and I think it's massive. Like, it's the second order effect propaganda. It is. And that's it. Another brain dead chatter. Think about it. They make fake reports to keep face. Yeah, but you really think that people believe that? Fuck no, they don't believe that. No, I mean, like, Russia is not a totally locked down country. It's not. Sure, thoughts and prayers to the people on front side on either side. True. I mean, you're right. Like, I don't have any animosity to those Russian soldiers, right? I don't. Like, I mean, obviously, I mean, if Ukraine blows them up, like, that's what happens, right? I mean, it's a fucking war. But, they probably don't want to go there. They probably don't want to be there. They get forced into the war. I get it. I understand. Yeah, I don't hate them. Like, it is what it is. There's a lot of people that get conscripted. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, it's a bad situation.
Mission, it may impact the negotiations as the clock ticks on the president's deadline tomorrow.
What's remarkable is that more than a month into Operation Epic Fury, Iranian officials still don't appear to be taking President Trump at his word, despite the fact that every time he says he's going to do something, he does it. And given the opportunity for diplomatic de-escalation. The Iranians just are not taking the olive branch that the president is giving them. They didn't take it before Operation Epic Fury began, and it doesn't appear that they're taking it now, despite the reports that they're willing to engage in negotiations.
I think that one of the reasons why they're not taking a diplomatic off-ramp is because they can't. Because I guarantee you that one of the circumstances to that diplomatic off-ramp is them not killing their own civilians. And I don't think that they can keep control if they don't kill their own civilians. Like, they basically have to keep killing their own civilians and their own people. And if they can't kill their own people, it's untenable for them to control anything.
They are still launching drones and missiles.
And so basically, like, they're between a rock and a hard place. Either we take diplomatic, we take diplomatic solution, and then our own people overrun us and kill us and hold us accountable, or we don't do that and we get blown up. You literally are going to die one way or another. Did I say Iraq? I mean, I don't know. Like, I meant to say Iran, but anyway, yeah. There's no negotiation. You see what I'm saying, right? Like, there's no way that they can get out of this. Their best bet is just to concede and beg for mercy. I would agree with that. I think so.